the pre-ultimate week of the Premier League where every fixture matters, whether they're going for the title or battling relegation. And here's my predictions. City versus Fulham. We know this is City's favourite time of the season where they just blitz every team in their path. So I'm going to go 3-0 to Manchester City. Boy, shout out to Andreas Pereira for getting a call up for Brazil where Casemiro didn't. Next is Bournemouth v Brentford, and I know how good Bournemouth are. We only scraped a 2-2 draw against them, although we did also scrape a 1-1 draw against Brentford. This one's tough, but I'm going to give it 2-1 to Bournemouth. Everton versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United, the most wasteful team to have in the Premier League. They should not be here. I'm happy they're going down. Everton are going to win this game 1-0. Jared Branthwaite's last game at Everton before he joins us. Newcastle Brighton. And ever since De Zerbi has committed his future to Brighton, thank God he's not coming to us. But now they're a lot better than they were before. And Newcastle, we already know are good, but I don't think Brighton are going to have enough. I'm going to give this one 2-1 to Newcastle. And then it's a huge game, Spurs versus Burnley, with Spurs pushing for Europa League football and Burnley trying to avoid the drop. We know that Spurs are at home. They have quality players, but Spurs are Spurs. They will flop this game. I'm saying 1-1. Next 3 o'clock fixtures, West Ham versus Luton. And we know that Luton are struggling right at the bottom of the table. I don't think they'll have enough to beat West Ham, but West Ham are in awful form right now. They're like they're on holiday. They have nothing to play for. Moyes has already been told he's being sacked in the summer. I'm going to say 1-1. It's going to be tight on the final day of the season for Luton. The last of the 3 o'clock fixtures is Wolves versus Palace, and the less said about Palace, the better. So I'm going to say 4-0 Palace. 2-0 Palace. Next is another huge game with Forest just 3 points from safety and Chelsea closing in on Europa League spots. This is a huge game. I'm going to say that Chelsea have enough quality to see this through, and it's going to be 2-1 to Chelsea. Cole Palmer double to make him potentially player of the season, but he won't start for England anyway. We know what Southgate's like. And then it's the huge one, United versus Arsenal, a potential title decider, with United at Old Trafford having the title hopes of their City rivals in their hands. Arsenal are clear favourites after we got destroyed 4-0 by Crystal Palace, but I think Ten Hag has a plan up his sleeve. This one's a bit out there, but I'm going to say that it's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. And on Monday, it's a top 4 clash. It's Villa versus Liverpool, and Liverpool have a disappointing end to Klopp's season, although Villa have an awful end to the season. Going out of Europa League, they're losing left and right. I can only see Liverpool winning this game narrowly, 2-1. And then it's Spurs City, a double game week. Although I don't like City, we all know that they just go crazy at the end of the season, and they're playing Spurs, the biggest punching bag in the league. I'm going to say this is going to be a massacre. 4-0. The last 2 games of the double game week is Brighton versus the B-Tech Brighton. I don't know where this is going to go. Chelsea, I still think they're going to push really hard for Europe. I think they'll be able to get past Brighton. I'll say 3-2 to Chelsea. And then it's United versus Newcastle. Who's that team you call United? It's Manchester United, but I don't think we'll beat them. It'll be 1-1 in the Dan Ashworth derby. Who am I kidding? We're going to lose 4-1 and Ten Hag's going to get sacked.